Hello and welcome back into the studio. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and I hope you like what you've seen enough to subscribe. That way you'll get notifications. I'll pop up on your feed so that you can see what is coming next. Today I am going to be working on this 6x6 hardboard panel. And I am going to be working under the theme of spring or renewal, something in there. My only thought was I saw this napkin. I don't know if I'm actually going to use it, but I really liked the colors in it. And so my thought was to kind of use this as a base, not literally, but a focus. And having said that, I went and I pulled out a whole bunch of decoupage fodder here under that same kind of color. This kind of just jumped out, just little pieces that I'm going to start to lay down in decoupage. I don't know if I'm going to use them all. But usually a collage is where I start. And so that is what I'm going to be doing today. If you are on the Artsy Second Sunday artist hop that's happening today, welcome. All the products I've used today will be listed down in the description box. And your next hop too, it will be listed as well. They will become available right after this session ends. So welcome aboard, glad to have you. For me, the real pleasure is in the small details of texture. Those small details of texture start with decoupage. It's like a conversation starter between me and my substrate. I find I like to turn my substrate as I'm decoupaging. This way I get a sense of the landscape of it, and it seems to lend itself well for having a well composed beginning. I'm adding gesso to help push back the edges of my decoupage, kind of bring it all onto the same plane. But also I find that gesso also catches into the texture. So it kind of says, here I am. So as I'm moving forward, I can find those delicious areas of intense texture and really highlight them and bring them out even more. Now I've pulled out some of my favorite texture, this Liquitex Basics coarse texture gel is just absolutely wonderful, and it's one of my go-tos, and I'm just bringing that in areas that I need to pump up the texture a little bit. The decoupage was a little bit flat, and so I brought that in with a plastic palette knife and laid that down before I come in with my paint. This is what I call my paint by braille technique. I am essentially finger painting in mostly the areas where the texture is. So sometimes you'll see I'll feel with my left hand, find the texture, and then come in with very little paint actually on my finger. I'm just trying to catch the areas that have the texture and kind of fading it out in the areas that don't have the texture. Doing this really enables me to get a more misty kind of ethereal kind of effect. It also does wonderful things to the texture and bringing that out, all those scrumptious areas. Another technique of mine with when I'm finger painting like this is to do more of a stippling effect, and that's what I'm doing here on the red areas. Just with my finger, I do usually grab a little bit more paint on my finger as I am applying that, depending on how intense I want the color, how much of the background I want to peek through, but that's what I'm doing here now. Just gonna give that archival ink a little bit of a heat set so I don't catch it when it's still loose. And now I'm going to come in with some white gesso, and this time I'm going to do some dry finger brushing to catch the texture. At some areas I am going to go a little bit heavier, you'll see, and I just move as I'm feeling led to. My goal is here is to catch texture.